Hello everybody, I'm back with the daily puzzle for intermediate challenge. So, without wasting any time, let's look at the puzzle from last video. So this was black to play and checkmate in 4 moves. So let's see how we can do this. So the first thing we look at is the checks. I can see 2 checks, right? One is rook a2 and the other is bishop e4, and both seem pretty sensible. So which one is better? Well, let's find out. So, after rook a2 check, now white has moved like king h3, and now there's no clear checkmate. For example, if we check again, he runs away. We check again, he can block or he can run away. And now there is no checkmate. So then let's see if there's any other move he can play after king h3, like bishop f5. Well, he can block it once again. And I don't see a checkmate in this line, and I don't think you will find one either. So, let's look at bishop e4. But before we do, is there any other moves that white could possibly play? Like maybe rook f5 or rook h5? Now if rook h5, we're threatening bishop e4 and forced checkmate, right? Well, this gives him time to escape, for example. So the correct answer is bishop to e4 check. So now white has a number of moves. He has king to h2, king to h3, king to g1, and king to f1. Now, king to f1 is the quickest to get checkmated, along with king to h2. So, in this position, we have to notice that white's king can't move to any of these squares. The only square is g1. Can we make a move that can stop him from going to g1? Well, let's see. Does rook f5 work? Well, now, this is probably also winning, but he has king g1. King g1, rook h5 is probably checkmating. But this is not the quickest way. Like, now he can escape to e1, and that's obviously not a good thing. So what if he plays rook h5, threatening checkmate next move? Well, now, white has rook b3 check, and there goes our checkmating idea, because if here, now our bishop's being pinned to our king. So that means bishop b4, king f1. The final move that we have to look at is rook a1, and that's the correct one at that. If rook b1, then we just take it, and that's rook b1 is the only legal move. Now he can't go to g1 or e1. And obviously these 4 squares are already guarded. So therefore white's in checkmate and black wins. So that now we looked at one of the 4 lines. So after bishop a4, e4, so we looked at king f1. So what if king g1? Do we play the same move? Well, that is correct. See, the only difference is white can go to king h2 in this situation if we give check. But if we look one move further, we'll see that there's a checkmate. And anyways, there's not another check in this position, so we might as well have a look. Now the only move comes in king h2, and we simply have checkmate on h1. Okay, so king g1 is a similar line. So what happens after king h2? Well, once again, this h1 square is the square that we want to get to. This time if rook a2, then king runs away like the previous time. So we play rook h5 check. Now we're just swapping where our rook's going. Since it was g1, we went to a1. If it's h2, we go to h5. Now his only legal move is king g1, and once again we land checkmate on h1. So let's have a look at king h3. Now if rook h5, he can escape with the king, right? Well, rook h5 is the correct move. Why? Well, we have to look one move ahead. Now after bishop f3 check, this is simply checkmate and black wins the game. Alright, now let's look at the puzzle for today. This is white to play and checkmate in 3 moves. Good luck solving the puzzle, my friends, and if you're enjoying my videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell button. Until the next video, bye-bye everybody.